All right, everybody, welcome to the Lowdown. Another exciting episode. I am pretty jacked about this one. I've got just an industry leader, a restaurateur, a chef, and just an all-around incredible dude. I got Brad Stefaniuk on the show today. Here he is. What do you got to say for yourself, my friend?
Oh man, I've been looking forward to this.
Right on.
I wanted to get into something like this myself because I feel like I got a lot to say.
Cool.
And unfortunately, there's so much that I want to say.
Okay.
That I usually just branch off.
Okay. Well, why don't we just do that? Because
I get halfway up a branch and then I jump onto another one like a squirrel. And
that's okay. That's it sounds like exactly the life of a restaurateur. You have to be able to go branch to branch as you go through your day because you basically wear every hat in the space in the house. So with that said, today's a special day, and when we do go to air, it'll be a few weeks from now. But today's really special because the restaurants are having guests again.
Yeah, today's a great day.
I'm really happy for you, and I'm going to extend that to just my feelings about the restaurant business and how much I appreciate it and admire it because of my past. I have had a little bit of time in the restaurant business in the past, in the Lowdown in the paper. I did speak to my connection to my grandfather and his butcher shop and his corner store. So like food and people and fostering communities, that's something I saw really early. And I think that's one of the things that kind of struck me about yourself. Like, we don't know each other very well, but having you as a guest here is kind of an honor because I've watched what you've been pursuing in the community and how you're doing it, and you kind of have this take no prisoner sort of, you're going to get this done attitude, and I really dig it. And so it's just fantastic to have you on the show.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I don't know what to say with all that praise.
Well, just take it and tell me about. Let's talk about food, and let's talk about your incredible space. Tell me about that.
Okay, so Jams was. I've always wanted to own my own restaurant. Started cooking when I was 14 professionally.
Wow.
Graduated from SAIT in 2000. That's all I've done. I've done every aspect. Like the furthest stretches, right to bouncing. I've done every single thing you can do in a place that serves food.
Right on.
And I've learned a lot from it. I think it should be a prerequisite for being an adult. You want to be an adult, you go serve for 2 years.
You know what? I swear to God, I got to tell the people out there that we did not rehearse this. My son, I could call him in here and he would tell you that I have told him that when he's old enough, I want him to work in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Because both my wife was a bartender and a manager of a restaurant space, and my background there was less than hers, and we both learned so many life lessons and appreciation and respect by doing those jobs. And it's just you got me there because I didn't think you were going to say that, and I have said those words at my own kitchen table. So good on you. I agree with you.
Yeah, I've just the people I've met and learned from. It's not like anything else.
No.
Like we don't have money. People in restaurants don't have money. Some owners do. The big corporate guys that pop in once a month and wave their finger like you should know who they are. But so many, especially in my circle, I've tried to stay small. I have worked for places like Cactus Club and Earl's, and I mean that was kind of nice too to see the potential. If you want to be rich, yeah, you can. Like say goodbye to everything.
Mm-hmm.
But just if you want to be a decent human, you're gonna be coming out of there because you go into it and people get treated the worst kind of ways.
That's true.
I think if you're just half decent in your mind after going through it, you don't want to keep it going. I think I'm going off already on something else.
No, that's okay, because I think you're absolutely right. I think that's where that comes from in me, that people should like, it should almost be like, young people should do 2 years in the military and 2 years in a restaurant.
Yeah, and you know what?
Or flip a coin, you might be able to just do one, but they'll teach you a lot, both. And you aren't wrong. Like, that this gentleman I worked for in Vancouver, I worked at a place called the Brass Monkey, and it was it was a little, I would say it was about a 60 to 75 seat bistro style place. It was super cool. It was on Denman, and we're talking turn of 2000s here, around 2002, around the time of the we had a referendum in Vancouver for the Olympics. That's to give you sort of a timeline reference. And I never met a more matter-of-fact business owner in my life. His name was Brian, and he was just an incredible guy. And we kind of formed a friendship because I was a touring comic who quit. Like, I walked off tour, like, long story, and I didn't know what to do. And I ended up taking a job washing dishes at his restaurant. And I made friendships there that I have to this day. And my admiration for him, for his sort of balls out honesty, he would walk people. I never seen a person in my life tell me to my face, the customer ain't always right.
Yeah.
And he walks someone, and I can still hear that person saying, I'm going to tell all my friends. And I can hear him saying, good, because if they like you, I don't want them here either. I was like, what? Like, I was like, oh my God, I'd never seen it. And his restaurant was successful. And
yeah.
And it was a lot of fun, and we had a lot of good times there. So,
that just comes down to a simple thing that we seem to have forgotten how to do, just communicating.
Mm-hmm.
I've had people come into my restaurant and say, I want over easy eggs. All right. I've been doing this a long time. This is how I'm making over easy egg. They might not know that. It might be a touch different somewhere else. They might do it differently at home. But I think my greatest strength with all my years is the ability to go out there and talk to people, to say, I've had people come in just like in a bad mood that just wanted to start a fight and order something and pick it apart. And I've been able to go talk to them and get them to the point where they're laughing and having a great time.
That's nice.
And they're never going to order it that way again. They're going to order it a different way.
Yeah.
Because we just communicated with each other.
And at the end of the day, it's an egg.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So, tell me about Jams. Tell me about the menu. Tell me about even the seating. Like, tell me about it.
Okay, so Jams wasn't the first thing on my mind.
Okay.
I've always wanted to open a breakfast restaurant. I love breakfast.
Okay.
But my goal when I moved out here, I moved from Calgary to Airdrie.
Okay.
Just to, I taken a tour through Airdrie, and I was like, well, the city's come a long way than when I was a kid, and you were raised to hate Airdrie because it was the closest city, and you had to have a rivalry if you played sports.
Right.
And it was the closest school, and then the closest community, and whatever we could rival.
Right.
But then driving through here and all the things that have been done, I fell in love instantly. I love the properties. I loved everything. So we decided to move out here, and I said, well, let's get a restaurant going. And my first thought was burgers. I just come from Citizen Brewing Company in Calgary.
I like that idea.
I won second in the very last YYC burger battle out of 60 restaurants.
Wow.
I lost by 0.7 points.
Oh my Lord.
And everyone there was like, your burger should have won. It should have. It's a crazy, wild story meant for definitely a mature audience.
Okay, well, maybe I'll do the Lowdown after dark one day.
Yeah,
then we'll
Lowdown.
The Lowdown. Cool.
So that got some pretty good momentum. A lot of people were coming into the brewery having no clue it was a brewery. They were there for the burger, and I love burgers.
That's good.
I think they're outstanding.
I like burgers.
It's a simple food that can just you can do so much to it.
It's the most amazing food.
Yeah,
it comes with salad
or chips or anything.
Yeah.
So I was looking around, and being small and broke and independent, I kid you not, the first developer I called, they laughed me off the phone. Oh, you're not a franchise? We don't want you.
Yeah, really.
That's why you see franchises everywhere. It's not because they got all the money. It's because the developers want their money. They know their money is a little more guaranteed than someone like me. They don't see that I'm there working 12 hours a day to make sure I won't go down. So many owners, they don't work in their restaurants anymore, and it's a bummer. Because they're just quick to close the doors. They want to follow a little profit model, and if it doesn't work instantly, they'll just kill it. I won't. Jams will never die.
Well, Jams is you, man. So Clearly.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So finally, I get a hold of a developer that sends out a real estate agent to show me around. To the Kingsview Heights where I am. I was looking at the newer spaces across from the Donair shop and the Tandoori place.
Okay.
And I said, because this burger concept I have everything's just has to fit perfect. So I tell the guy, I'm like, I want burgers. He's like, oh, you can't do burgers. Dairy Queen owns the rights on burgers. They actually pay a premium in their lease. And I understand that. I got no problem with that. Especially because Trenton's a good dude. Being his neighbor, he's helped me through a lot. Being a brand new business owner. So we're looking around. He's like, I got this space over here. It used to be a restaurant. It's fully done. Like, you don't really need to do anything. It's got equipment. We can get you in that, and that'll give you a good start. And it's called a walk-in deal. Never heard of this term before.
Wow.
So let's go take a look at it.
Roll in and turn on the grill.
Yeah, we go by and I will take a look and I'm like, oh, this isn't bad, but I can't do what I want here. This is more like a breakfast place. And the guy's jaw dropped. He said, we'll give you a lower lease. What did I say? I'd say 35 will go down to 32, or
Sure.
he's like, we want breakfast here so bad. So I was like, okay, well, that's on my list. I want 5 or 6 restaurants. I want them all different. Breakfast is one of them. So let's start there. I love working early. I get up at 5 every day, just naturally. So, okay, let's do it. Put the plan together, started coming up with names. Toasted was the original name.
Toasted.
But I always had it in my mind, we're going to make our own jam. We're going to make everything that we can in-house. We make our potatoes, we make our sausage, our ham.
That's amazing.
Nothing comes.
You stuff your own sausages?
We don't stuff them. We keep them as patties.
And
I used to get all mine from Strikers out in Winnipeg.
Well, okay. Well, oh my God. I'm telling you, we got to stop the show for just a sec here, because my grandfather is the founder of Strikes.
Get out of town. Really?
Hold on though. So after World War II, my grandfather was oh my God. Okay. I swear to God, everybody, this is not rehearsed. Oh my God. Hang on.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's my grandfather. And that's in the store on the corner of Burroughs and I can't even believe this is happening.
Yeah.
On Burroughs and Sinclair, where the store is. Strikers. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is crazy. This is so amazing. So that's Grandpa Joe Strike. So
that's fantastic.
Oh my God, I can't even believe this. We're closer than we think. My grandfather opened that store after World War II, because after the war, he was given a job with Pitney Bowes, and my Baba didn't accept it because he was traveling. So then they opened the store. He had no knowledge of a butcher. He had no knowledge. In those days, he borrowed money off of one of the parents, and he bought the store and opened it. That's how it went. So my mother was born and raised in the back of that store with my uncle, who's now gone. And then as life went on, then my second uncle came. But around 1984, my grandfather retired and sold the store. And I guess he didn't protect the name very well. So part of the deal was that this was a huge thing. So my grandfather's kubasaw was quite famous.
Yeah.
And
they sell it all over Canada.
People knew his recipe. I cannot believe this is happening. I can't wait to tell my wife. I'm blown away. So let's back up a second. You spent your summers in Winnipeg. In what neighborhood?
Osborne.
Okay. So yeah, I know, and of course I know that that's an awesome area. A lot of fun.
So you know Confusion Corner?
Yes, I do.
That's a dumb question for anyone from Winnipeg. The Grey Gymnasium there.
Yep.
It's kind of connected to the Osborne Community Center.
Yes.
That's named after my grandma. It's called the Edna Stefaniuk Gymnasium.
Yeah. What the?
Everyone knows Edna. There's a restaurant called Edna Fed Ya.
Okay, so this is amazing. That's my grandpa. Strikers. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It takes a bit to throw me off, but I'm not thrown off. I'm just amazed. It's the world is so small, we don't even know. You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah.
so your family would probably have shopped at Strikes before, like in 1980,
Oh,
the
definitely.
70s. So that's my family. That would be my. So really quickly, crazy story that ties to this. This is just, this is the best episode ever. I'm having so much fun with this, by the way. Like, this is so cool. And this is one of the reasons. This is actually captured amazing. I'm sitting at Sorzo, another incredible spot here in town, one night watching some music, trying to capture some vid. And I'm sitting with I end up with these two women. They're just having a night out, having some wine. And long story short, we get talking. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, you're from Winnipeg. Oh, blah, blah, blah. The woman across from me says, she's like, yeah, yeah, I grew up in Winnipeg, North End. Oh, really? The family names. Then she says Strikes. Somehow it comes out. She was in my mother's wedding party.
Oh, wow.
And I knew her when I was 5.
That's
Obviously,
crazy.
I haven't seen her in, I'll say 40 years. She'll appreciate that. But I hadn't seen her in so long. And I was like, oh my God, Sherry. You're Sherry. Your brother had the Cougar, the 68 Cougar. 5 years old, I remember the Cougar. And anyway, it's crazy the people you meet in life and how it happens. And we just had this moment here, and it's captured, and it's amazing. And somebody else in this world remembers my grandpa's store.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll never forget that story.
But let's get dialed right back to you, man, because that's what this is ultimately about, and the hamburgers, because you got me at hamburgers.
Oh, right, the burgers.
Made these incredible hamburgers, and I make his hamburgers. I love them. I love hamburgers. So being from Winnipeg, the burger place is probably the best hamburger place I've ever had a hamburger in.
God, I love Sal's. I miss Sal's.
Sal's, yeah.
Sal's was my place.
Yeah, well, that's a good burger too. And that's Winnipeg. People don't know that. If you've never been there, Junior, Super Boys. That was my grandpa's favorite. George's.
I remember George's. Yeah.
Mine was the burger place. Tiny little place. There, I follow them on Facebook and Instagram, and I don't know why, because I just want to cry when I see them.
Just hurts.
Yep.
When I have family come, I force them to bring me a bag of burgers on the plane. I don't care how it smells.
And that's another. This is amazing, because my mother, I was talking to her last night. We're talking about when she's going to be able to fly again. She hasn't been here. She generally brings me tenderloin kubasa.
Nice.
This is good kubasa. So when that happens, I'm going to share some with you.
I'd love that.
I'm going to share some with you.
I appreciate that.
All right. So let's get back to your restaurant, man. This is amazing, and it's a really beautiful turn of events. But I want to hear about the hamburgers. I want to hear about jams. I want to hear about the breakfast.
All right. So back to the story of Jams. Joni and I, we met. We've both been married before, both been divorced, done the bullshit. And our first date was over breakfast.
Nice.
And it was like a quick interview. We laid all our cards on the table. I do this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I'm going to do this. This probably won't stop. Just the worst of the worst. The darkest secrets I laid out to this complete stranger.
Nice.
And she was like,
cool.
I was just looking for a booty call, but wow.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we part. She was kind of in a relationship. I was seeing other people. A month goes by. She calls me up and she says, we got to get together and chat, because I can't get you off my mind. So we get together.
Ooh,
we decide to get together.
That's nice.
3 months later, pregnant. Then we're
that was a get together.
Yeah. So we move out to Airdrie. We start looking for a place. We find Jams.
Nice.
And I come up with the name Toasted because we wanted to do this whole thing around premium toast, but it didn't fly when we first opened. So like a smart business owner, I listen to my customers. They're going to get my food. I'm going to cook my food my way, but I'm going to serve them what they want to eat. Nobody wanted to order this toast. That's fine. Because we're always making jams, I was looking at the name one day and I was like, whoa, that's the first name. Jams is our son's initials.
Yeah.
Like total fluke.
That's cool.
So I'm like, let's call it Jams. It's a way better story. First date over breakfast, pregnant 3-4 months later.
This
now
is
we're open
amazing.
You know, it's our favorite meal. We eat it for dinner 3 times a week. So yeah, Jams just happened, and we threw the design together. Had some good people help me out. I would get up super early in the morning, go start working a little construction, go work the brewery all day, come back, work on it some more.
Yeah.
You know, I gave myself a really strict, tight deadline. Didn't have a lot of money, did a lot of the stuff myself. Had some good people help me out. And yeah, we went for it. And I don't like marketing. It kills my uncle was the president of marketing for Nestle International. So it hurts his heart when I'm like, marketing's nah, no dice. I just want to talk to people. I want them to see how much I care about the food I'm putting out there. That you can.
I've got an idea. We'll talk about this later, but you're inspiring me right now.
And then
go on.
And then COVID hits. Hi, buddy.
Hey, there he is.
Come here. You seeing some dinos?
This guy's amazing.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Stuff on your head, buddy.
Hello.
Okay,
It's all, this is awesome. Welcome to the show, little man.
You say you're two? Two.
You're two.
Yeah.
No kidding. I thought you for sure were 6.
He sure likes to act like it. So anyways, COVID hits and we're like, oh, cool. What do we do? And luckily I hired an amazing sous chef in Jason Lee. He's like, well, we don't want to throw out this food because that's just burning money. I'll put together a course meal and we'll sell it. We'll sell it for cheap just to get rid of the food. So we put together a 15-course meal. We started calling it family meal. And that was $15 because our thought is everyone's broke. I'm not going to try to make money off trying to stay alive. I'm just going to try to make it. So we heard stores were running out of eggs and stuff, so we started selling our eggs at cost. And we want to be down in the trenches with the people. I don't want to be sitting up in some chair saying, "Oh, you got it rough? Too bad." No, I'm going to come down and fight. So we did that for a while. It helped us. It got us through. It kept some people employed. You want to go see Mom? We did the family meal, and then I think we reopened again. So we stopped with that. But then we brought in high tea because there's no high tea around.
Yeah.
And they've gone for high tea, and I think it's just outrageous in price. I mean, it takes a lot of work. Like my high tea, it's 3 days worth of prep.
Really?
Yeah, and we only charge $30, and you get everything you get at the Palliser.
That's fair.
Things made from scratch.
Very fair.
Okay, go see Mom. Go get her. We just kept introducing things, and this last go of lockdowns, I started using it as a way to test other menus.
Okay.
I want to open a soup and sandwich shop called the Crying Onion. I had a spot signed. Hi, buddy. I had a spot signed for it, and my sous chef left. He said, "I'm not coming back till I get the second vaccination. You know, I'm the only provider." His wife works for me as well. And he's like, we can get through. We have enough savings and everything else. The guy's very smart with money and stuff. So he said, if it's okay with you, I understand if you have to hire somebody, but I want to protect my family. And I said, Jason, you work so hard for me that we got your back. No, you come back to work when you're ready. I'll hire somebody in the meantime, and we'll figure it out later. But I didn't hire anybody. I said to the new building company or whichever, I said, hey guys, do you mind if we put this on hold to the new year? They really wanted me in there in November. And I agreed to what they wanted to try to help them out so that they would help me out. I called them back, said, we're in a better position. Let's get this going. They said, oh, no. So we get that space away. So that's where Big Tooth Barbecue is going. That was supposed to be the Crying Onion. I had a deal signed, and
nice.
We use Skyfire for all of our bread, so we got to call them with enough advance notice.
Nice. What kind of bun do you use? What
brioche?
Brioche. Yeah. That's amazing.
And what I do differently than most people, I don't care about sharing my secrets. What I do that's different than most is we don't toast it. We don't just put it on the flat top. We fry it. We soak it in a little bit of fat, and we fry it to get that.
Like when you say fat, are you talking like a bacon rendering?
No, not for this, because we do got to be sensitive to people who don't eat pork.
Ah, right, of course.
Yeah. our burger's 100% beef,
Nice.
so that wouldn't make too much sense.
I,
Although it sounds delicious.
I see, but I just thought right away.
Yeah, no, that could happen in the future. That's my fried chicken joint. We dip that. I dip my fried chicken, not at Jams.
Fried chicken.
But before I was doing fried chicken,
Oh, I love fried chicken.
we would dip it quickly in bacon fat
After
it's fried.
A really good thing to do.
Yeah, it adds so much. Adds a little moisture, but keeps it crispy. Anyways, so the burgers, they'll be done on the 18th, and then we're gonna switch to what I call the Bob's Burgers format.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with Bob's Burgers. It's more of an adult cartoon.
Yeah.
Like Simpsons and stuff.
Right.
I have his cookbook.
Really?
Real burgers with joke names.
Nice.
And we're gonna be doing every Friday night. We're gonna feature one of his burgers.
Nice.
In the show, along with a small dinner menu. Because I've in my mind, this has been adapt or die. Breakfast doesn't travel well together.
Yeah, this and let's talk about that. Like COVID, I mean, you're still standing.
Yeah.
So
we opened January 1st, 2020, and we're still here.
Wow. So then you can get through anything.
Yeah. Like, it's just a matter of how much you want to fight. And
congratulations. Like, honestly, good. That's amazing. Like, I mean, I'm so impressed by that. And when I put this shout out, I believe this is how you and I became connected here for this engagement and to come on the Lowdown was, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it from the commercial that I'd put out saying, hey, I want to feature businesses and people of Airdrie, and I've had like a really like surprisingly low engagement on this. Like, I thought realtors would be jumping at this to tell me about their properties, tell me about the business. I thought I would have, I just thought people, like business owners would just want to participate, but I have really surprised at how few have really engaged on this.
Well, this
I believe I've done with the Lowdown when I was writing the column for the Echo. I believe I did a hell of a job of representing inclusivity, and I never had a bias. It was, if you step up and want to have an interview, I saw it there too. I don't get that about, or maybe it's a community thing or it's just a people thing. Like, if I'm writing a column, that's 800 to 1,000 words. That's a full page ad.
Yeah.
It's all about you. Imagine not showing up for that and you're a business owner.
Yeah. That's
or
crazy.
You have some sort of event you're trying to promote. It happened to me a couple times, and I was just like, when I was touring, I would have given my left arm to get like a write up like that in the Georgia Strait when I was in Vancouver or whatever, right? Uptown.
Yeah.
I would have been like, wicked, like, or the newspaper, the mainstream newspaper. It never registered with me, like, so that's one of the things that really speaks to me when someone like yourself is like, you're just like, yeah, anything I can do to get myself out there, and coming on. Maybe I'm a small time guy. Okay, sure, whatever.
But you know what? The people that are watching,
we're going to get
people that are watching your thing. They're listening.
That's right.
People that are engaging with you, radio ad, that's just going in one ear out the other. When you put that up, you said you were excited to talk to me. I was excited to get on the show.
Right on.
I sent you my message. I'm like, I hope I get picked. I imagine that every small business in Airdrie was jumping on this because it just
nope.
You're a good dude.
I
know you from the 100 Men.
100 Men. That's right. That's where we first met. We did.
Yeah, and when I first heard about the 100 Men, I was like, this is an amazing opportunity. It's right up my alley.
Yeah.
Money goes into our community.
That's right.
Which is something, we want to take Jams. We want to be like Chef Rowe, who at Christmas just gives away food.
Yeah, he's amazing.
I want to be part of that.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're doing a heck of a job of trailblazing yourself to the front of that line. So,
and since I've joined, I think I've been to 6 or 7 meetings.
Right.
So I'm still pretty new.
Yep.
But since I've joined, my woodworking guy's part of it now. My plumber's part of it now.
So you've brought people on.
They sit with other people, but my computer guy's there now. But they all came in after me, and I know I've been promoting it like crazy. I'm always trying to get people to be involved in the 100 Men. The 100 Men, I know what it is.
I love it.
I get to go and make my choice and my decision.
Yep. And you make the choice. That's right. And it's never been easy. it's
result.
never
You see
been
the
easy.
direct result.
It's always been hard. Like
Yeah.
every time I've been like, which one do I pick?
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Like it's hard.
I
It's
don't
really
have
hard.
too much of a hard time picking.
Okay.
There are some times that I've gone in and been like, I don't even need to hear what they're saying. I'm picking this group. And then I'll hear someone's story and be like, oh, now I got to switch.
Yeah.
But I always have a pretty
That
easy time
happens too.
picking. There's only so many in Airdrie. I got a feeling that I'm going to see one of those other groups again. So maybe I'll be able to get them the next time.
That's totally true because I believe that's already happened. And I did that.
Yeah.
I think I may have applied that philosophy. I know what you're
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, no, and I mean the 100 min is, you know, I know you're an incredible supporter of that, and I mean I guess that's kind of leading me to where we're going to go here today before we part ways. Is what is the future? What is the future for Brad and Jams, and where are you going? Tell us about it. What's the golden
so
dream?
the quick final end game. I want 5 more restaurants,
Nice.
all different.
Love it.
I want to open Wally Burgers,
Wally Burger.
and I want that to be a healthy fast food. So the idea behind that, and I'm happy to say it here, so it's recorded, so no one else can steal this idea because I heard it here first.
I like
We're
that.
probably going to follow the carnivore diet when it comes to our meat. So there'll be no additives. The only thing we'll be adding heart, liver, in a small amount, so that we're getting some of the nutrients.
Power
from
nutrients.
That's where we need our plant nutrients from. It's in the cow. A cow can give us everything that we need, but you have to eat the right parts. You can't just eat steak and think you're getting everything great.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta eat everything else. So I'm working. I put it out there to EC Williams. They do our beef now. They do grass finished. Grass finished means that it's eaten the grass its whole life. It's finished on grass. Not
I'm like
grass fed,
like Pavlov's dog right now.
Yeah. So
this is
we'll make our own buns in house. Something else I do different. I talked about the fried bread. We make ketchup leather.
Pardon?
So we take our ketchup, we season it, we cook it in the oven for 4 to 6 hours or however long it takes that day. And then we cut it up. It's like a fruit roll up.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
It's so well.
You put that on the burger?
Yeah.
Oh, this is
so
incredible.
that goes on our Wally burger.
I just want to go eat.
Yeah. So that, and then I want to do some sandwich place. I wouldn't mind doing a brewery. I want to do a charcuterie cocktail bar. And that's more of all the mistakes I've made at jams with some of my jams not turning out. We've been able to turn them into cocktail syrups. So I've done a fermented habanero orange marmalade cocktail syrup that went great with bourbon.
That's amazing. I love this.
Yeah.
Simple syrups, that's a thing in our house. My wife is quite a gardener, and like the tomatoes, everything's heirloom. And
nice.
And like she's very serious about this. And
I'd love to score some seeds from you.
The food, well, she's got you need to connect because she knows a lot about. She trades with people all over the world.
Oh, and she'd go nuts over what I got going on at my house.
Well, then I mean, offline, let's connect. I mean, it sounds like we have a ton to talk about, and yeah, especially you two would have a lot to speak about when it comes to plants, vegetables, and just edible gardens. And our backyard is already like, it amazes me. Her gardens are green when the snow starts to go. The oregano is coming up. Like it's bonkers. And you got me on the syrups because she's already made a rhubarb simple syrup. And
nice.
I've had I love, you take that little club soda, beautiful. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So like right now I've got 80 feet of planter boxes out back. I built a 10 by 10 by 10 foot high greenhouse last year. I had sugar baby watermelons growing in a big arc.
Wow.
I got
That's
chickens.
amazing.
I got bees.
Outstanding.
Yeah. And then in the front,
he's back.
So I don't know if you saw the world's favorite chef competition I was in.
I did.
I promised $10,000 to a community garden.
You did.
I did not win, but a couple of businesses. I know you have some popcorn. Is it delicious? Good stuff. I didn't win, but some, at least one business stepped up. Home Hardware stepped up, but we didn't actually get anything from them. to say they'd help me build this community garden. And Township 27, they chipped in some money to help me start with some construction stuff.
That's cool.
And
That's Eric.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'd love
So
to have him
Eric
on
heard
the
about
show.
this project. I brought him
cool.
the plans, and he was like, "This is amazing. I want in."
Nice.
So I partnered up with Eric and got everything started. And then I got a phone call from the city saying no community garden, shut it down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I'm like, what happened? They're like, oh, a neighbor complained. What's wrong with the community? It's a community garden.
Right.
I want to feed people. I make money off of food, and I still want to give it away.
Right.
You know, this is the way I can give it away.
It's about food
and
it's about community. That's awesome.
You know, the best. One of my cooks the other day, he was like, "Oh, I found a pack of hot dogs at some store for $6. I'll just wait for Walmart to open. They're $2 for the same thing." I'm like, you got to think about if you're spending that kind of money on your protein, what it took to grow that, because it costs money for animals to grow and live properly so that they're providing the nutrients that we need. And it's expensive, and a lot of people can't afford it. You know, the food bank, at the end of the day, they help feed people, but not the best food that people should be eating. So my idea is if we can get a garden going, vegetables are expensive. They're getting more expensive. But if we can grow it, it cost me $200. I got 90 plants.
That's amazing.
And that's going to provide a ton of food.
Absolutely.
But if we can do that to lower some of those costs, and people can maybe afford to eat something better than a box of Kraft Dinner,
100%,
or something like that, and you'll see so many issues start to go away if we get back to eating the way our grandparents did, especially as Winnipeggers.
You're really right about that, and it's funny because a couple of years back, I was asked that question publicly about what did I? It was, I'd have to look it up, but it was basically what I thought was one of the more important issues in Airdrie, and I said I felt that it was food, and things like the food bank need support because the basis of good decisions all decision making starts with good nutrition. And I think another issue societally is that people not all people have been taught how to cook. They're actually intimidated by things like that. And there is a large portion of our population that thinks that eating healthy is more expensive, when as a guy that cooks for himself, I don't know if that's totally true. I think buying boxes of processed food will rack up that bill in the shopping cart really quick. But it's amazing what, like su choy, Chinese cabbage. Yeah. If you wrap it properly and don't cut the end off, and I've got su choy in the fridge right now that I've had it's been there a while, and it'll come off. Maybe the first two are no good, but the next one is crispy and ready to go.
Yeah.
Things like this. So, before we go today, I think this has been an outstanding conversation. It has been shocking. It has been enlightening. It has not been long enough, but I do try to keep these episodes under an hour. This has been the episode of episodes. The fact that of my grandfather's butcher shop. I have the picture of Gramps here. Like, this is crazy. Your determination is inspiring. I want you to hear that before we part ways today. The fire, you can feel it through the screen here. You've got this drive. I relate to it because I'm very driven for my own projects and my own aspirations in life. And I told you off the top what I think of restaurateurs and people that give their lives to this industry on a daily basis. And that my hope is that people understand that sacrifice, and that they, after watching this, they know you better, and they appreciate what they hear, and that they're inspired. Ultimately, this was about inspiring people to visit your business. So that's what I hope the most for.
Yeah, I hope that too. Two things I think would be really neat, and this is a very long shot. Is there any chance there's a chair that your grandfather sat in your family somewhere?
I'll
leave that with you to look for.
Well, it's over there.
Oh, because I have a plan of opening a place one day.
Okay.
And I want all the chairs in it to be of people that I've admired throughout Canada. So, sorry. stuff makes me emotional. Also,
we will talk about that. It's a beautiful thing because it's funny. This house is full of chairs.
Yeah.
And my dining room table is the table that we pulled out from under his cottage at Falcon Lake. And
nice.
It was my wife's and I first table because when we went back to Winnipeg, we bought a house on Redwood, which was down the street from the house he grew up in, which we almost bought. Another story for another day. But yes, we have chairs. We have
my
chairs.
aunt was the casting director for Falcon Beach.
No kidding.
Yeah. But anyways, that photo too. If you ever want to get that photo copied, I'd love to hang that up in the restaurant because your grandpa's definitely one of the pioneers.
I would be honored to do that.
Yeah.
I'm being emotional, but
he says he can't be shook. I shook him.
Son of yeah, you did. All right. Well, listen, Brad, this has been an absolutely wonderful conversation. You've been the best guest. I cannot thank you enough. And I appreciate your time, especially after a day of work in the restaurant and your first day back to make time for us here. I thank you. I'm so grateful. I wish you all the best. And I damn well know that you're just going to simply go and get it.
Yeah.
With that said, my friend, thank you. We'll talk soon and have a great evening.
Thanks much. Have a great night.
Cheers, bud.